let's get into LAMAR by KAJAL, right? Beautiful bottle, very bright, gold, ornate looking, intricate designs throughout the side of the bottle. I don't know if you can really see. Look at that intricate design. It's like an Alex Gray work from like the Tool era. The whole top is just this crazy matrix of like, it's a mandala. Just a really crazy looking, beautiful bottle. The presentation is stellar, okay? It looks really great on your shelf. Maybe with the little light fixture going with this thing could just be like an absolute statement piece. Very beautiful. This gold bottle. So, what does it smell like? I'll get to that in a minute. The perfumer behind this is not very known to me, but his name is Mark Buxton. And he has a very interesting story. I think you should look his story up. It's pretty cool. He's like an native English person from England. And then he goes and lives in Paris, and eventually he gets featured on some talk show or something. But basically what happens is him and someone else, they blind test 600 fragrances. Anyway, go check that story out. It's really cool. He has a lot of other fragrances. I think it was 168 fragrances that he has registered that he's made. But this company is KAJAL. It's a Middle Eastern house, okay? It's a not too crazily like hyped up house. LAMAR is probably the most hyped of their fragrances. I've only sampled another one from them. Didn't really like that one because this one just sets the bar so high. So what is this fragrance? This is a unisex fragrance, leaning feminine. What does it smell like? Before I describe its notes, I will give you the note breakdown because it is a review. I have to spray it. Oh my goodness. Overdose of fruits, rose, different kinds of florals mixing in, pineapple sweetness. It's kind of warm ambery thing too on inside of it. Musky. Some vanilla maybe? Okay, that's what I could get if I smell this. Really, it smells like this really beautiful, sweet, sugary pineapple thing. Very reminiscent of the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. I mean, very reminiscent of a woman's perfume. The most popular DNA that I keep smelling in my area. The Rouge 540, I smell it on everybody all the time. This one, though, is like a better version of it. It's not a clone or anything like that. It does its own thing. Instead of using like jasmine and ambroxan and what else they have in there, saffron, that whole mix down, that crazy airy feel that sugary sweetness has, this one is a bit more fruity, a bit more juicy, and I think this is my favorite rose fragrance as well. The way they use rose in this is just out of this world. It happens to be lively. It happens to be vibrant. Like usually those rose fragrances, it can be done like watery rose. You could have like that watery kind of smelling rose. You could have that like mature kind of older smelling rose where it's like that mature fragrance, you know, that grandma scent, that older woman scent. So, you know, you could have rose done in those ways that they kind of, they don't do it like this. This is beautiful. I mean, is this mostly a feminine thing? It can be taken that way, yeah. This could be mostly feminine. It's very floral, sugary, sweet. You're not like manly man kind of doing like barbershop fragrance would be the opposite of this, you know, or like an oud rose fragrance, like bomb, absolute Middle Eastern, like bomb. Totally different story. But this thing's like an elegant, lively, fun. Even in the cool weather, this has to be beautiful. And when it starts drying down, so what do you get at the start? You get that really crisp pineapple kind of. Berries, pineapples, apple. There's an apple note too, but really what you're getting is a sugary, sweet pineapple thing, and then it's just kind of like enveloping this rose and this body that it has to it. It says it's got Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose in it. That might not be useful information for you, because I don't know what a Bulgarian rose or a Turkish rose smells like and how they're different. They're both just roses to me. But yeah, this fragrance, I gotta rate it. Performance, it's like a 8.5, 8 out of 10. It does end up drying down into more of like the florals. The pineapple starts to kind of ease off and the sweetness kind of comes down a little bit, and it gets this warm, ambery, musky, kind of little sweet still, but not as intensely sweet as like the beginning and the couple hours in. I'd say 2-3 hours in. I mean, it's really hot out right now, so maybe it's drying down a little faster because it's super hot out, but it's still a beautiful, pleasant experience. This thing, it's not for everyone, so versatility, it's going to get a low mark for versatility because it's more of like a playful fun scent, not like a I can go to work with this scent. Even though I have worn this to work, I think I can get away with it, and I think women can get away with this everywhere. So for a guy, versatility's low, but for a girl, the versatility is like through the roof, right? It's not like aggressively like, it's even more approachable than the Rouge 540 that I smell everywhere I go, right? It's semi-gourmand. Like, this is like a gourmand in some ways. Because of that fruitiness makes you like kind of mouth water a little bit, but then you got the florals that kind of take it in another direction, and then whatever they put together, this really beautiful presentation, and the smell is just, it's really hard to not overhype this fragrance. But if you're a collector and you want something definitely unique, if you're a woman and you want something that stands out, that definitely, for women, for sure, this is crazy. This one, such a hit. It's fresh too. It's fresh. It's like not like a inundating sweet scent. It's sweet but still fresh and zingy and lively and zesty. And they really get a lot of high marks from me for this one. I got the sample and immediately bought it. Like, I had it on my radar. I started scoping it out. I knew I was gonna get it. It was inevitable. And then eventually I just said, let's do it. I got it. It was worth it. It's really nice. LAMAR by KAJAL. Yeah, so what do I rate it? Versatility for men, low. 5, 6 out of 10. Because when you do use it for what you want to use it for, it's sick. It's absolutely perfect. If it's a date or something and I show up with this, if you're confident enough, you could pull this off. You're gonna smell crazy good, but you gotta kind of be sexing it up a little bit. This is a little bit hoochie daddy stuff right here. It's not like a dapper guy thing. This is like very, it's almost a little dirty. Like, it's very sexual, this thing, and in the best ways. Okay, it's apparently very flammable too. It got a little flame symbol on the bottom because this is fire. Okay, love this so much. So, trying to be objective, give it some ratings. We got low ratings for men when it comes to versatility. Performance, solid 8.5 performance. I smell this, it changes a little bit as you're going, so it gives you some kind of reprieve as you're wearing it. Some things that don't change and they're beast mode, they just hammer away at you all day and night, and it's like really tough to, if you're not like in the mood for that fragrance that day, you gotta be like really, really in the mood for this. Like, something especially that doesn't change. Like, for example, Hawass. Like, you spray Hawass, it's just blasting you all day. There's other things too, but like even some freshies like that they're very like they're very linear. This is like fairly linear, but it kind of eases up on the fruits, and it kind of gives you that floral heart, right? And the base just, you can't smell the difference of all that stuff. It's very complex, this scent, and super beautiful, and I love it. And I think that it's hard to not be like throwing huge high marks at this, but it does need to lose a couple points when it comes to which sex it's for, because it's a unisex fragrance. I have to rate it on scales for men and for women. As a unisex fragrance, it's a 10 out of 10 in my head, because you could wear this as a guy and you could wear this as a girl. Anybody could wear this fragrance. And both people who are wearing it are going to smell sexy. It's crazy. And vibrant and fresh and lively. There's a little bit of musky thing. So yeah, when it comes to the profile, the scent, the mix down, how unique it is, this is a 10 out of 10 in my book. I'm not going to give out 10 out of 10s for me. Like, you know, on performance, it doesn't get that 8.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. But when it comes to like how this thing actually smells, it's a 10 out of 10, okay? I can't think of any way they would alter this or make it better. I don't think that I could imagine them make, like, this is fine, exactly perfect the way it is, so it's a 10, you know what I mean? You could try to critique it and be like, well, maybe they added oud and that would be interesting. Nah, nothing like that. I can't think about, like, if they upped the vanilla, nah, it'd be too sweet, you know? They got the balance right. This is a balanced fragrance for what it's doing. And, you know, it's very easy for these floral fragrances to just start getting, like, out of control, or kind of, like, have an off note or something that just doesn't hit right. You know, the fruity ones, too, can be a little bit synthetic and in your face. This doesn't smell synthetic to me. There's a lot of natural smelling stuff coming out of this. Even though I don't know what the actual chemicals are because I'm not a perfumer, but it smells like juicy pineapple, like fruits, like a beautiful, sweet, sugary thing. Flows in the air and projects nicely. Definitely projects well. If you want to put it on your clothes too, right? So that sticks around more, you know, down the sides, around the neck. Back of the, do not neglect spraying the back here. And since I got hair, like all this hair and all this beard here, fragrance gets in that and it just hangs around my head all day and I get wet, I get wafts. Some mistakes I make, spraying right here in the front of the body. You don't want to do that. This one I try not to do that with. I want to get whiffs of it and I don't want to go nose blind to it. I don't find that an issue with this. I do smell those florals like the whole time, but is this a compliment beast? You bet. The first time I wore this, I go out to breakfast. The next day that I got it, me and my fiance go to breakfast. We walk into there's a Brownstones, and the waitress like comes up to take our order, and she doesn't even start taking our order. She just like asks my fiance what she's wearing because it's a feminine fragrance, and I think we were both sprayed it on ourselves, so you know it was just a cloud around us. And she was like, "Yo, you gotta tell me, please tell me what that is," you know. And then I tell her LAMAR by KAJAL, and it's actually a pretty easy name to remember, LAMAR, like the rapper. Like people don't forget that. I feel like that's an easy one to remember. And if you just type in LAMAR perfume, this will show up. It's not too hard to find this really distinctive, beautiful bottle. So they did a good job on the marketing behind this. I forget if the brand owner or the perfumer actually designed the bottle and drew all that and literally came up with all this. You have to like hold this in your hand and actually like look at it because it really does have this crazy. It looks like Arabic and like a mandala in there. I don't know if you can really get a good glimpse of that. It's like Arabic in a circle and this crazy intricate mandala, and then the top of it is just this like trippy ass thing. Like, you know, look at this. Hold this in your hand when you're like tripping on shrooms or something. Forget about it. This thing's gonna like grow legs and walk away. It's gonna spin into a vortex and just suck you in. Anyway, it's a work of art. Do I recommend this to every female? Yes. Every frigging lady out there, if you have sexy, get it. Even if you don't feel sexy and someone else one day said you were, just get this. It's complimenting you. Even if you just have in the back of your head, like, hey, I felt sexy once, get this. If you like a sugary, fruity, uplifting thing, yes. Guys, you need to know yourself before you get this. You need to know if you have that capability to not wear masculine stuff or blue freshies. If you can go outside the box and start wearing some almost womanly stuff, and you know you could rock that. If you look very masculine, you might be able to pull this off, and it'll be a nice compliment. You look balanced. You know, if you look really masculine and just like you got a big beard or something, you're rocking this. That's a pretty cool balance for me. There's like a counterpoint going on with that, and I actually enjoy that. You know, I've actually met some very dapper older guys who are wearing Tom Ford's Black Orchid, and he was like a mature dude in like a full suit, clean beard, but he was wearing Tom Ford's Black Orchid, and that's like a very, very womanly marketed scent, but I think it's unisex to a point where if you get that right quality, it's going to enhance your presentation that you're giving off. So this one, definitely love this. It enhances your presentation. All around rating, you know, I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but it loses points in a few departments. So we're going to go with, this is a 9 out of 10 fragrance. Unisex rating, like across the board. For women, solo, it's a 10 out of 10 for women. You got the performance, you got the non-linearity, it does change as you're wearing it, and you got the actual smell, that work that they put into this. Very balanced smell. They didn't go fruity and mess it up at all. They didn't go with the florals and mess that up at all. And everything they chose in the base that kind of wraps this up, all the ways that they put this thing together, it makes sense. They didn't make any mistakes with this one, and it's flawless, okay? Flawless. They did a great job. But for guys solo, it loses points because this is more of a feminine fragrance, and for a super confident, you gotta know what you're getting into. And it'll lose some points for that. If you blind buy this, the price point is high. It's not a cheap fragrance. $150 minimum, and then more if you find it in different places. I don't know what it's going to be like by the time you view this video and by the time it gets out there. This could be discontinued. I don't know if they're going to do something like that and then all of a sudden it shoots up. But right now where it stands, it's worth the price that I paid for it because I sampled it first and I knew I could rock it and I had confidence in myself that I could rock this. But yeah, highly recommend getting your nose on LAMAR, especially you guys who are into like fragrances. You gotta try branching into this. People who like Baccarat Rouge 540, it's too rampant now. I smell it like crazy on guys, girls, everybody's wearing it now. So why not? If that's popular and that scent profile is out there, so prominent, why not work in that zone, but something that I think is superior to the Rouge 540. This is definitely a better replacement, a better alternative for the Rouge 540 kind of smell. It's not a clone of it, I mentioned that before, but it is in the same sweetness kind of family, but just so much better. Okay, that's the LAMAR by KAJAL. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that I got something in there for you that made sense. If you have any questions, please comment. But yes, very highly recommended fragrance, but with some caveats. Peace.